And my guest is Will Aronson at Guilford High School and Harvard graduate and everything else. Welcome and congratulations. Do you still have goosebumps over this?
I guess you could say that, yes. Thank you so much for having me.
You bet. Okay, so nominated for 10 Tonys, you win 3.
Yeah, it was the book, the score, the orchestrations, and Best Musical. But then the show went on to have 10 nominations, which was incredible because our collaborators were all being recognized. It was amazing.
All right, tell me about Carol Wright and your entree into piano and music and all of that.
Well, Carol was my piano teacher. Well, actually, first she was a friend of the family. But she was my piano teacher starting from age 8, and she was amazing. She picked pieces that I think she knew I would get excited about. She knew I loved film music, so she would pick classical pieces that had sort of interesting, colorful effects. And I think she made music really exciting.
All right, you're a musical theater kid. You played in the jazz band at Guilford High School. How did that parlay into where you are now?
I just had a string of amazing teachers who, again, made art and music and storytelling exciting. So I think that had a huge influence on me. And the jazz specifically, my collaborator Hugh Park, when he came up with the idea for this musical, the reason he incorporated jazz as an element in the back of his mind was that I had been a huge fan of jazz and a student of jazz because of my time in Guilford.
All right, this play first debuted in Seoul, Korea. Why?
My collaborator and I, Hugh Park, had just written a film-to-stage adaptation in Korea. So that was a producer-led piece that was based on a movie. Because that went well, we were able to sort of pitch an original idea to a nonprofit to get a commission to sort of support us in the creation of a brand new musical.
Because there's the money part, too.
There's always the money part, and we were so lucky to have support from a nonprofit that allowed us to start this totally new musical, Maybe Happy Ending.
All right, so you get to work on it on Broadway. What is it like when you see your work on Broadway?
I think during the creation process, when you're in rehearsals, when you're in previews, that's the month where they do it in front of an audience on Broadway before the official opening night, I think you're so focused on doing your best work that you don't really have time to think about, oh, wait a minute, this is actually on Broadway. And it was only afterwards, after opening, that I think it hit us, that the small show that we had created almost 10 years earlier in a small theater in Korea that had sort of gradually grown in Korea and then across Asia and now was in America, it really hit us.
All right, so what has happened since the Tonys? What is coming your way and what's next?
Let's see, well, since the Tonys, I mean, well, for one thing, I heard from every person I'd ever met in my life, which was amazing. Old college friends, just friends from different parts of my life, which was really amazing to get back in touch with people. Luckily, my collaborator and I had already written 2 new shows that had already been debuted in Korea. So I think we're going to be working on the American versions of those shows. One is sort of a, oh, how do I describe it? It's a show set in 1930s Korea about the first opera that was put on in Korea. But it's sort of a comic, dramatic adventure story, I would say. And the other one is a ghost story.
Good luck in your next Broadway hit, because I'm sure they're coming.
Right.
I appreciate it so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
You bet. And for more on Tony Award-winning Will Aronson from Guilford, go to WTNH.com or the News 8 app.